please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Zoom In with Ginny Panur. Hi, everybody. I'm Ginny Schuster, and I am here with Melissa. I am so excited to have her on today. She's a life and business coach. She's out of Fort Collins. We met through Polka Dot Women's Networking Group. So welcome, Melissa. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm so excited. It's so good to get to see you again and get to chat. Yeah. So how I got into this, I started my business over 17 years ago, and I come from an entrepreneurial background and absolutely love, I don't know, I guess the cubicle life in an office didn't really ever suit me. I really tried it. I did, but
not one of these people in the box. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah. Well, and that all came out of my experience in living through 9/11 in New York and being in that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I lost friends, classmates, colleagues, neighbors, and what really struck me in going through that is all that happened is they went to work that day and they never came home. And so, I was in my late 20s. And the question for me at that point in time was, if I go to work tomorrow and never come home, is this how I want my life to end?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And the answer was no. And so I needed to make some changes. And so I left New York, which I absolutely loved being in that area, and still go back there and visit as much as I can. But I left the area and came back to Colorado, which was my hometown, Fort Collins, to be closer to my family and to really create a life and work that was more what I wanted it to be. And so I decided whatever I was going to do, I had just gotten my MBA at the time. So I have a lot to offer. But I decided whatever I was going to do, it needed to also allow me to have a life, right? And to have relationships and get married and have children and do the things in my life that I wanted to do outside of the impact I wanted to have with my work. Wow. And so, I met my husband, I moved back to Colorado in April and I met my husband in November. So the same year.
You were meant to come back here.
Yeah, definitely. And so I ended up a year and a half later moving up to the mountains in the Vail Valley to be closer to him. Okay. And I didn't necessarily want to work in the resort industry or in food and beverage. And so I was like, well, I'll just start my own company and do my own thing. And that's what I did. And just like that. Yeah. I mean, I knew I had skills to offer, value to offer. And so I was offering marketing services and content creation to small businesses. And so I grew my business and I was doing a lot of writing. And as the years went on, we got married, we started having kids. I had to create a business that would allow me to do those things, right? And to be present for my family. And I was able to do that and create a profitable business and with work that I absolutely loved. And so as the years went on, my youngest got older and when he went off to school, it was a decision point for me. And what do I want to do with my business? Do I want to keep going? Do I want to not? And I just absolutely loved the work I was doing. So I was like, I'm ready to scale this thing. Let's go for it. And so that's been the journey over the last 5 years of really how to scale my business and create a greater impact and make more money. And so still at the same time being available for my kids. Like I work, after my kids leave for school, and then I'm done when they get home from school in the afternoon. My husband travels a lot. So I'm the anchor at home. Right. And so I loved the work I was doing, but I discovered that I could have a greater impact if I was teaching the entrepreneurs that I worked with, a lot of what I had created on my own and learned from my own experiences, that in making more money and scaling a business, you can do all of that in the time that you have if you really own up to the value that you offer and increase the value that you're offering. And so for me, and that was all how coaching came about in my business, and how I became a coach, was deciding that I really have a lot more value to offer in supporting and helping, especially women, to grow their confidence around making money and growing their business. And so I help them to really establish and grow that confidence, and also grow their business through great marketing strategy. So that's kind of in a nutshell out here.
And that's fascinating, because everything you say is so true. Women have, after they get married, they have their family, and some of them do go to work, but you seem to have figured out the cream of the crop. It sounds so easy when you put it that way, but I know you've gone through some hardships, because nothing comes easy. And I'm sure that there were some points where you had to figure out overcoming fears, because you may have plateaued, or you may have wondered how to go to the next step. Did you come across any of that, or was life just always easy for you, Melissa?
No, it's definitely not been easy, right? I mean, we don't go into entrepreneurship for the ease of it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I tell my client, or I always joke with my clients, that growing a business is as much about personal growth as it is about financial growth, right?
Oh,
so
yep, definitely.
Personal growth first, and the money comes after. And as we know, growth happens in challenge, right? When we're challenged and when we have failure. And I've definitely had my share of failure. And as I was mentioning, I decided to scale my business. And so I've tried a lot of different things in that process, and had a lot of failure. And so I think that for me, that's where most of my growth has been, is in those times of failure. I created an online course that didn't sell the way I wanted it to. I considered it a flop. It's been a long road for me in seeing the revenue grow in my business. And it's, so that's always been a challenge that I've had to overcome and it all comes back to what I'm thinking about myself, and to really understanding that failure is just data, right? It's just the market telling us that's not what we want, or that is what we want, but we want it a different way, right?
Excellent. Yes.
And not making it about us personally, because our value and our worth is inherent. We are 100% worthy, 100% valuable as humans. And that doesn't have anything to do with our business worth, right?
Correct. And exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So decoupling those things and learning that failure is just teaching me something. And so all those failures through the years are all lessons that I have learned to grow myself and my business. And now I get to teach my clients, so that they maybe don't have to go through it as, dramatically as I did.
That's sort of like the kids. We don't want them to go through the hardships that we went through, but sometimes you have to, in order to do the growth. So Absolutely. Let me ask you, Melissa, when you reach that area of lack of self-worth or lack of confidence, did you do research, or how did you learn to raise yourself up to gain that confidence? Because I know all of that takes time. And for some people, they reach out to networking groups. Other people, they do research, or maybe they have a mentor. What was it for you?
Yeah, for me, it was really hiring a coach and getting coached and learning that confidence does not come from outside of me. Like, I was depending on confidence to come from maybe a person or my clients or the business climate, like relying on my business to help me grow confidence. But that's not where confidence is. Confidence is a feeling. And feelings are created inside of us by what we're thinking, right?
Oh, wow.
So
Yes.
we can create our own confidence right now, today, in this very moment, by changing what we're thinking about ourselves in whatever situation that we're in, right?
Correct. Yeah. What advice can you give to women who are kind of trying to decide what route to take, school or a coach?
Yeah, I think that it depends on what you want. I mean, if you want to become a doctor, obviously school is a really great place to go.
True. Yeah.
um, I think that if you want learning, like in a university type setting, and you want to learn a skill, then school is a great place to be. Hiring a coach is a great way to have accelerated attention on your specific goals and aims. So a coach is just like your fitness coach, is one to come alongside and say, okay, what is your goal? Oh, I want to create $100,000 business. Okay. As a coach, I will help walk you through the steps in order to do that. Right. And for me, I help my clients to create a business that is uniquely their business. I'm not going to run their business for them or take over as their CEO. But just like your fitness coach isn't going to lift the weights for you, right? He's going to say, if you want to gain, 5 pounds of muscle mass or whatever, then this is the steps, the exercises you're going to do to get there. And so in the same way, that's what I do with my clients. I let them know this is, we're going to work on how you're thinking about yourself and your business. We're going to increase your confidence. We're going to help you see the incredible value that you have to offer the world and what exactly that value is. And then we're going to put some really great strategies together to help you communicate that out to the world and create a really great client experience and bring all of those clients and that money into your business all the way to 100K, right? And so I teach my clients how to create that 100K or whatever it is their goal. And then they get to go out, do all the learning, and then be able to create that over and over again for the rest of their lives.
Well, thank you, Melissa, for taking some time to chat with us, talking about your background. And I'm so happy that you're back here in Colorado and that I got to meet you at one of the polka dot meetings. And I look forward to staying connected with you. And is there anything else that you'd like to tell our audience about you and your work, your business?
Yeah, well, I have a really amazing podcast called Doing Business Like a Woman. So it's a great place to start for women that are building businesses, starting businesses. I talk a lot about mindset as well as great marketing strategy. So
I love it. I think I saw that. And on your website, I also saw that there's a place where they can sign up for some, was it marketing tips that I saw on there that you offer?
Yeah, I have a really great guide that I offer, the 12 brilliant marketing ideas, topic ideas. So if you ever sit down and you want to write, a blog post or a social media post or record a video, and you're like, I have no idea what to say, this is a great guide full of prompts to help you really create amazing value for your audience and get you out of that writer's block that we all have.
I'm looking forward to clicking on that button and seeing what your recommendations are.
Yeah, definitely go grab that and work on those prompts and let me know if you have any questions, because you could create an entire year's worth of content just from that one guide.
Oh, okay. Oh, super. Well, I'm so glad you mentioned it then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming on, Melissa. I really appreciate all the good wisdom, all the great information you gave us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ginny. It's been so fun to get to see you and talk to you again.
Super. Thank you.